Dear Diary, today is January 3rd, 2021. Dear Diary, here's today's Aries horoscope. When a person is overlooked, they don't receive an invitation, they aren't thanked for something they did, or they aren't praised for an achievement, and that oversight might seem intentional. The pain of not being noticed can lead to thoughts of being left out on purpose, but it doesn't always happen that way, Aries. If you have been feeling overlooked or forgotten by someone, don't assume the worst of it. It may have more to do with someone else's busy schedule or other problems and nothing to do with you. If you have reason to be proud, you can still be proud without the fanfare. Dear Diary, here's today's Taurus horoscope. You may have to finally come to terms with the apparent fact that a certain mystery in your life is not going to be solved. This may not be anything that is especially important to you, Taurus, and it may have no effect on your well-being. It may not have an impact on any relationship at all. It's just a curiosity that you would love to have satisfied. Perhaps this is a test, a chance for you to move beyond something that isn't really all that important and to prosper without knowing. Dear Diary, here's today's Gemini's horoscope. You may have made a very common sense suggestion to someone to change something they are doing. This may affect you in some way, Gemini, so you don't probably think you have the right to intervene. You may not understand why your idea is being rejected because to you it seems so obvious. Perhaps you have not considered the other person's way of going forward. Maybe it makes sense in a different way. If you can't at least recognize and acknowledge this, you will have a more even playing field to move forward. Dear Diary, here's today's Cancer horoscope. The big things you are now focusing on in your life are happening in exactly the way that are meant to happen. You may find that hard to believe, Moonchild. You may feel that the troubles, struggles, and the sense of hopelessness that you have felt recently are indicators that you are not where you should be, and that you have been headed in the wrong direction for too long to turn around. That is not so. Give yourself a chance to acclimate. An upcoming event will prove to you without a doubt that you are headed toward the right destination. Dear Diary, here's today's Leo horoscope. There isn't much you miss, Leo, and you are not ordinarily a forgetful person. When you accomplish a task, you are very conscious of doing it on time and doing it well. Therefore, if someone questions your efforts, you will normally react with certainty that the job was done and done well. But if there is a question now about something you completed, just make sure you had the same expectations as the other party. That could be where the confusion lies. Dear Diary, here's today's Virgo horoscope. Someone you are at odds with now may be getting on your very last nerve, and a lot of people, especially people born under your sign, are feeling agitated and irritated right now. There is a lot of tumult and aggravation in the air to deal with, and you, more than most signs, thrive when life is running on an even keel. So try to overlook what is bothering you about a certain person. After all, Virgo, they bring more joy than trouble into your life. Dear Diary, here's today's Libra horoscope. You may be approaching a conversation with someone in a very logical way, dear Libra. After all, you are a very logical person, but if you don't handle this properly, the conversation could turn into an argument. Try to focus on the way you are discussing the matter. Even though you can clearly see the logic in the best approach might not be logical at all, but emotional. Try to understand how someone feels rather than imploring them on how you think. That will offer you the answer you need. Dear Diary, here's today's Scorpio horoscope. You may be afraid that a current embroilment might leave you feeling embarrassed and look awkward. Yes, indeed, it could turn out that way, but then again, maybe you shouldn't care. It may just be that embarrassment is inherent in this situation and there is nothing you can do about it, yet it has to get done. Therefore, Scorpio, the best thing you can do is to stop caring how it looks and just do your best. That alone shall bring the relief you need. Dear Diary, here's today's Sagittarius horoscope. You are not someone who takes an injustice sitting down. In fact, Sagittarius, when something happens to you or to someone you love that is obviously unfair, you might be the first person to speak up about it. And you won't be shy about what you say or gentle in the way you say it. Right now, you may perceive an injustice and it might have your ire up. But before you set out to set things straight, examine the source. This may just be a simple misunderstanding that can be cleared up without any drama. Dear Diary, here's today's Capricorn horoscope. In most situations, a person knows themselves better than anyone else knows them. You are very practical about yourself, Capricorn. You know what you need and what you want and what you dream of. What you may not share all of this with someone else, but there is something about you that someone else might understand far better than you do. It is related to your potential. If you are being encouraged to try something that you have been afraid to try, and if someone believes in you, then you owe it to yourself to believe it too. You have more potential than you realize. Dear Diary, here's today's Aquarius horoscope. We don't generally think of an urban area as being conducive to trees and other plant life. There may be smog, there may be lack of sunshine because of the towering buildings and so on. But if a seed somehow manages to spring up through a crack in the sidewalk, it can split the concrete wide open as it emerges and grows stronger. You may feel like the odds are against you now in a certain pursuit, Aquarius, and that may be true. But if you summon the strength you have way deep down inside of you, you can break through. Dear Diary, here's today's Pisces horoscope. You may have become so caught up in a dilemma that you have been facing that you can think of nothing else. This may be causing you distress and distracting you from things that are far more important in the big scheme of things. It's like trying to detangle a tiny knot in a silver chain. The more you try, the tighter it seems to become. Is it really all that important to do this right now, Pisces? Try moving on to a priority, and this may just take care of itself. Dear Diary, here's today's daily quote. Life need not be easy, provided only that it is not empty. Lies Meitner. Dear Diary, here's today's fact. Samsung tests phone durability with a butt-shaped robot. Dear Diary, thank you so much for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.